Dylan's about to run me over, so...
How romantic. On the background
Get it started.
Welcome to a night off-road. So we're just down here at Belmont Beach, having a drive around on the sand. We got heaps of footage today, but some of it's cooked because of the audio, so you'll have to forgive us for that. We're not going to bother posting it. We just listened to some of it back, and it is bad. You can't hear us piss farting about, so probably a benefit for you guys. But yeah, having a good time. Just watching the sun go down at the moment over the dunes. Then we'll wrap it up for the night. Find somewhere to have a kip and get back onto it in the morning. I think tomorrow we're heading up to Port Macquarie, where we're going to be greeted by some storms and some pretty bad weather, just like the other night. But we'll see how we go. I'll leave you with it for the night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Dylan's about to run me over, so yeah.
Morning.
So we had a ripper afternoon at Belmont.
Yep.
Bit of beach driving. Went for a swim in the ocean, even though it was a bit wild. Didn't want to get too deep because yeah, it was a bit dangerous. Yeah, so now we're off to, or just pulling into Nelson Bay, Port Stephens.
Yeah.
Suss it out, check what's around.
And the weather is wild right
The weather
now.
has turned, so
Yeah.
we're not going to be doing too much outdoorsy things. But we'll still bring you along. Who knows what we're going to get.
People still supping.
Supping? People are supping in this.
She's coming down now. We're just talking about how the weather's getting wild, and she's definitely wild now, so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for the day, especially in terms of camping, because we have nothing planned. Had a little look at the news, and there's a bit of information about a cyclone. I don't know how accurate that is, but we're apparently in for a wild one as we make our way up to Port Macquarie, so probably hang out here for a bit, have a look, maybe grab some food, or cook some food, because we've got some food in the fridge, and then we'll reassess for later, hey?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alright, sweet. We'll see you in a bit.
Excited about a break in the rain, we got out of the car and decided to dip our feet in the water. We come across a few small fish, some beautiful ocean scenery, and some surprisingly warm water. Regardless of the weather, we wanted to take advantage of our time here, so we ended up learning about the history of Port Stephens. But firstly, we pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land, the Wurundjeri people. Shortly after Captain Cook passed by in May 1770, the area was named Port Stephens, named after Cook's good friend. There were about 600 Aboriginals living in the area of Port Stephens at the time, and in 1790, 4 convicts seized a small boat in Port Jackson and made off for the north. After hugging the coastline for some time, they finally became shipwrecked at Hawke's Nest. They fell in with the Wurundjeri people, who looked after them as their own and took them out on their wanderings. Moving forward only 1 year, in 1791, a convict ship called the Salamander entered Port Stephens en route for Norfolk Island. This ship later gave name to what we all know today as Salamander Bay. Around 600 historical shipwrecks lay off the coast of Port Stephens and Newcastle since the European settlement, and it remains a mystery just how many lives were lost as a result. Port Stephens was home to 20,000 troops during Australia's war effort in World War II, with Fort Tomaree providing searchlight stations, torpedo tubes, a radar tower, barracks, and of course heavy artillery that served to protect the coasts of Port Stephens and Newcastle.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed the history on Port Stephens, more in particular Nelson's Bay, because that's where we were, but hey, super interesting there.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. Tim and I set out to learn more about the history and culture of our country on our road trip and future endeavours. So if you find it interesting, that's fantastic. But for now, we are heading north to Port Macquarie, aren't we?
Yep.
And it's looking like the weather is not too fine.
There's a few weather warnings around, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen or what we're going to do yet, but
yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there, I suppose.
Yeah.
We are driving straight into it, and it doesn't look too good. And apparently there is some wind about, plenty of rain about, and I was learning about a cyclone on the news, and we're hearing about it earlier.
so let's hope we don't cop that.
Yeah, hopefully not. Look, worst case scenario, we'll probably pop into the pub for a beer and a bit of food anyway. Hey, it's been a pretty long day.
Yeah.
We haven't eaten much at all, just a truck stop feed. And we'll probably get there, yeah, have a pot and a Palmer or something. And if anything interesting happens, we'll bring you along with us.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad we're not camping in this. So we ended up getting a motel in Port Macquarie because we knew this was coming and we thought this was the better idea. And I'm sure you can hear it on video or in the audio. So I don't know how well we come out, but hey guys, so quick update. We just packed up the car. Got a bit wet doing so because it's still quite gross out here in Port Macquarie. Had a really good sleep, so that's good. Good thing too because we've got a 6-hour drive to Brisbane. We're just booking it straight up now. It's already 9:30. Need a bite to eat, get a coffee. We do miss a few stops on the way. We did want to do Gold Coast, Byron Bay. I really want to go to Burleigh Heads, probably on my bucket list to get to. It's not a typical content of being off-road, but the weather isn't permitting. Once we settle in, let's get there, we can unpack, sort of settle in a little bit, and then we'll probably jet off again. Weather depending. Might pick a spot. No idea where. There's no real plan yet. Bring you guys along for the ride and see what we can't get up to. Also, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing the hat. And it's not the weather to be wearing it because there is zero sun, nothing but rain. I don't know why, I just really like it.
It's pretty wet, can't do much. Thank you, Coffs Harbour.
I think you should do it for a photo, hey? Everything is drenched. Okay, in the car we go. I'm a bit wet. She's a bit wild out there. Was a bit wild, of course it's stopped raining now. And now I'm drenched. The shit you do for a photo, eh? Thanks, Coughs. Appreciate the rain. And now it's stopped. We'll go back out now?
No, we'll get out and it just starts raining again. Tail of the tape. You don't have to get changed.
I don't really want to sit in my wetness this whole trip. Drenched.
Yeah.
Did it really come down that hard?
Yeah, it's raining. I mean.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then you cop a shower and absolutely buckets down. 2 seconds later, you may as well have gone in the ocean.
Precisely.
Okay, bye. And we've just got into Queensland.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Border control ahead.
We're about to go through border control, so see what happens. Should be a quick 5-second stop. Check everything and in we go.
But here we are, we're in Queensland now, and we're just going to go get settled at the house, probably have a few beers, jump in the pool.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, you might come for a swim.
Looks like you guys got lucky after all. Catch you on the next adventure.
Just hear it, fucking him, yeah.
Didn't put my drone on. This is too aggressive. Fuck you, bitch. That's like doing Tourette's. This is what. Good morning.
We're going to do this all in one smooth. No, alright, 1950,000th time is the charm.
Towers, man.
Yeah!
Do a bit of beach driving. Like and subscribe. I need to look at the camera, not the screen. Maybe I just should close the screen and talk to that. It'll force me not to look at me whilst... God, I hope I don't put this in the next video.